In this activity, I'm going to show you how to use diskpart. We're just going to start it up and browse through the help menu and basically use it to explore disk properties. So I'm going to show you the long way to get to it, and then I'll show you the short way. So the long way is you start with the start button, click on Computer, Local Disk, Windows, scroll down until you find System32, double click, and then going to scroll down, and you can scroll down with your mouse, or you can use the sidebar here, which is probably a little bit faster. So you're going to go to the D's until you find diskpart right here. So normally you would double click on it, and user account control will ask you if you want to allow the program to make changes to the computer. Click yes, and then you'll get into the diskpart application. Now, if you don't want to go through all that hassle, I'm going to click out of this. You can also go through your command prompt. So you will come down here to the search button and go to your command prompt, and then all you have to do is type in diskpart. Press enter. It'll bring up the same user account control thing. Click on yes, and there is your diskpart application. I'm going to click out of the command prompt. So now you're going to type in help and press enter, and it's going to bring up a list of commands that you can use, and it'll tell you what each command does. Active, mark the selected partition as active. Attach attaches a virtual disk file. Import imports a disk group, and so on and so forth. So then I'm going to type help select and press enter. Then it narrows my selection and gives me just a couple more things to look at. And basically what we're doing right now is just, getting a feel of what diskpart does and how to use it for future reference. So now I'm going to type help select disk, and it gives me examples and shows me select specified disk, shifts the focus to syntax, select disk, disk system, disk next, gives you some more examples, and it just gives me information on the disk command. So then we're going to go see what kind of disk can be selected. So I'm going to type in list disk and then press enter. Now it shows disk 0 and disk 1. Disk 0 is online, it has 931 gigabytes, and this is the specs for my computer. So now I'm going to type in list partition, and it gives me an error. It says there's no disk selected to list partitions, so I have to select a disk and then try again. So this time I'm going to type in select disk equals 0. Make sure you have spaces in between each one. Now it says disk 0 is now the selected disk. So then I'm going to put in list partition again. press enter, and the error message is gone, and now the disk has been specifically identified and selected. So now you can see my partitions and what the size is, the offset, and the information about my disk. So now we're going to see what volumes are visible to the diskpart utility. So I'm going to type in list volume, and then I'm going to press enter. Now it shows my volumes. I have 0 through 3. The first one is an audio CD, a DVD-ROM. The 0, number 1 is this one of the partitions, and it says the status is healthy. Just basically gives information about what's going on with disk. And then after that, after you look over the information, make sure everything's the way you want it to be, you will type in exit, press enter, and the disk part goes away. So that just basically gives you an overview of how to use diskpart, and there's many more things that you can do with it. That's just basically the start of it, and how to basically get into it and look at the help stuff.